Hello, my name is Anne. I'm working for THW since 10 years now. Starting as a student, doing my bachelor thesis at the International Division, and then become an employee from THW. I'm responsible at the International Division for the Rapid Deployment Unit for Water Supply, called SEEWA in German. I'm also responsible for the WASH sector, that means water, sanitation and hygiene. It's one of the big sectors in humanitarian aid. And I'm a project leader for rapid deployment missions. And that was also my job when it came to the mission at Mozambique 2019. And I will now give you an overview about the first days of that mission and give you an overview about the task we did at that mission.
From above, the destruction is near total and stretches as far as the eye can see.
It was the 14th March when a big cyclone with wind speeds up to 176 kilometers per hour hits Mozambique. The landfall was in Beira, a city with around 500,000 citizens. On this map you can see how the storm was going on. At the beginning it was a more or less harmless tropical depression. Then it had landfall and came back to the ocean and went into a pretty worse tropical cyclone and then hits Beira at the 14th March. At the other map you can see the flooded areas pointed in red. As you can imagine, the storm causes huge damage. 648 people died. 100,062 people lost their homes and 2.2 million people were affected by the cyclone. Huge areas in Mozambique were flooded for weeks. Only 6 days after the cyclone hits Mozambique, the Mozambique government declares the state of emergency in Mozambique and sent out an international request for assistance. Before the 20th March, there were almost no information about the situation in Mozambique. But after the request was sent out and the first information about the really serious situation in Mozambique reaches other states, everything happened very fast. The THW Operations Center was established immediately. Every staff function started directly to prepare possible mission of THW. On the next day, our water purification team was activated over the voluntary pool of the Union Civil Protection Mechanism. Directly after that, we were able to name the team to the European Response and Coordination Center, ERCC. The team was accepted on the same evening by the Mozambique government. Parallel to this, we were getting the mission order from the German Ministry of the Interior, and the Ministry of Foreign Affairs grants the financial coverage for our mission. That means at this point THW was ready to send out the water purification team. One German expert was also chosen by the EU for the Union Civil Protection team. On the 22nd March, a two-person advance team deployed to Mozambique. The rest of the team deployed the next day after getting a mission briefing at the Frankfurt airport by THW headquarters. The whole equipment for the mission was prepared by our Center for Logistics Abroad in Mainz and were transported to a cargo machine at Frankfurt-Hahn Airport. Two team members accompanied the flight, but due to problems with the landing permissions at Beira Airport, the flight could only start with a delay on 23rd March in the evening. At that day, the advance team arrived in Beira and starts with assessment and logistic preparations. On the next day, the cargo machine, as well as the team, arrived at Beira and start with unloading the equipment from the airplane. The THW EU experts arrived at Maputo, the capital of Mozambique, to have there the first meeting with the International Union Civil Protection team. After arrival of the water purification team, the team starts immediately with assessments to identify the area with the biggest demand for water purification, a rehabilitation of water supply systems and sanitation infrastructure. Therefore, they meet the local water supplier called FIPAC They participate on different coordination meetings with local organizations and the local wash cluster, for example. And they visit some sites where people was in need for support. With other organizations, they went to the village Nangao. The assessment team was the first team that reached Nangao after the cyclone hits the coast. The infrastructure at the 12,000 citizens village was destroyed by the cyclone, as well as the water infrastructure. The citizens of Nangao were very happy to receive urgent needed support, and our team got the permission to set up a base of operation at the village square next to Nangao school. The day after, it was the 26th March now, the team as well as the whole equipment moved from Beira to Nangao. It was only a 50-kilometer distance, but due to heavy damage of the road to Nangao, it took the team 1 hour to get with the whole equipment and the big trucks through the damaged road to Nangao. Once arrived, the team starts to set up the water purification plant and our base camp. First thing we did was water treatment. We use ultrafiltration water purification plants that can produce 5,000 liter drinking water per hour. The water source was a duck well at Nangao school. With a mobile laboratory, the team guaranteed that water quality meets the WHO standards at every time. We supplied the water through a tap stand next to the plant where people could fill up their vessels or jerry cans with clean water. At a later date, the team managed to organize the water truck, which delivered the water to more distant parts at Nangao. The water supply in Nangao runs to public wells. Numerous wells were heavily polluted and not functional. While producing and supplying water, the team starts to rehabilitate the wells to ensure a long-term and sustainable water supply for the village, even after the team is no longer on site. The rehabilitation works includes cleaning, repair of the pumps, and also construction and repair on the well casing. After seeing what was happening in Mozambique, people start to donate money, among others, also to THW Foundation. From that donated money, THW was able to repair a school roof in Nyalane School, a small village next to Nangao. THW did also construction as support to Malteser International with the repair of school roofs in Nangao as well as roofs of the medical health station in Nangao. In both cases, implementation was done by a local company. Besides the water purification team, we support also the Union Civil Protection Team called EOCPT with 2 logistics experts. They supported all deployed EU teams in the field of logistics, for example with customs or in export of the equipment. So that was the overview about the mission task we had in Mozambique. I will now close with a short summary of our achievements. The mission duration was about 2 months. During this period, THW rehabilitated 33 wells, public wells, in Nangao. More than 500,000 liters of drinking water was supplied to the citizens in Nangao. Hundreds of water analyses were carried out with our mobile laboratory, not only for the water purification plant and the wells, but also for other organizations, for example, like UNICEF or IOM. Together with Malteser International and implemented by a local company, we repaired 2 school roofs in Nyalane and Nangao. In total, 41 THW staff members were deployed at the mission. Most of the staff, 23, had a 1 month duration of the mission. 40 staff members were deployed up to 3 weeks and 6 staff members up to 2 weeks. 35 staff members were volunteer. That means that they were released by their employer for the duration of the mission. I hope that mission example gives you an idea and an overview about THW is implementing rapid deployment missions and what different kind of task a water purification team can do after natural disaster. Thank you for listening and goodbye from my side.